Today on The Social, the French federal debate was rescheduled to accommodate the Montreal Canadiens game. What does this say about Canada's priorities? And the all-female space trip sparks backlash. Why people are feeling hot and cold about Katy Perry's choice to promote her tour from the stars. Then, Canadian social media sensation Spencer Barbosa chats about her new docuseries about real people on a journey of self-discovery and self-love. Plus, attention Clutterbugs, discover your organization style and learn how to put your kitchen in order with expert advice from YouTuber Cass Arson. It all starts now on The Social.
Vibes in the air. Feel a little bit of that. Welcome to the show, everybody. Well, listen, tonight's French language leaders debate has been rescheduled. It is now starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. That is 2 hours earlier than it was initially planned. And why did they change it? To avoid overlap with tonight's highly anticipated Habs hockey game. All right. So we've got to start with the question for the panel. What does this say about Canadians' priorities?
don't you think it says that there's layers to our priorities, no?
Okay,
yeah. Like hockey isn't just a sport, it's like a cultural institution, not just in Canada, or rather not just in Quebec, but in Canada. And I'm choosing to frame this in a particular way, sort of like it's not so much about politics mattering less than hockey, it's that politics matters so much that they want to make sure people watch the debate.
Sure.
And so they're just choosing things around because the alternative that a game, or hockey, hockey, because it's not just a game, matters more than like our future leader of the country. It's a little scary to me.
Yes, that makes you a little nervous?
Yeah.
Okay, let me make you less nervous. How about you look at it like this? It's a good business decision. Because if you talk to the head of any network right now, they'll say the biggest challenge everybody is facing, every TV station, is that they're all fighting for eyeballs. Between the streaming and the social media, and then we have the autonomy to watch whatever we want, whenever we want. The big fight is that you have to get everybody's eyeballs. So if you have two big events, instead of having them on the same night and having them fight for those eyeballs, move one so you get the maximum out of both set of eyeballs. It's just good business sense.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
It's not about politics being better or hockey being better. It's about good, smart business sense.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know who watches anything live anymore, period. I mean, I think... yes, our show, of course. Of course.
Obviously.
But I also know that there are lots of...
live television. Live every day, Monday to Friday.
Point taken. But I also know there are a lot of people who PVR our show, which is what I would do with the debate. I would
watch it on
PVR
Crave.
that. Or watch it on Crave. It is surprising. When you put it in this context, someone was saying this morning, could you imagine a scenario where the Super Bowl was moved in order to accommodate a debate between American leaders?
They would move the debate.
I don't think they would.
No, I don't think they would
I think
either.
they would.
It is, you raise a good point. Like, it is hard, I think about countries outside of Canada who might not understand the passion that is hockey within the nation, and then being like, they did what? For a game? Like, it's hard to explain.
But
we just know it's here.
But in the UK, it would be soccer. Or football, what they call it.
I don't even know if there's any other place in the world where they would do
It's quite the equivalent,
I mean,
hockey is like, we know it's like another religion in this country for some people. This is pure politics for me. If you take a look at this is now essentially a two-horse race between the Liberals and the Conservatives. And so the Bloc Québécois, which of course, Quebec is their front, they are polling second in there. So we know that the Bloc Québécois, they want to have their moment in the sun during this debate to be able to speak to the electorate. But right now, we are forgetting the the politics of this, this is not only a two-horse race, but Quebec is holding about a quarter of all of the 343 seats that are up for grabs in this election. 78 seats are up for grabs in Quebec out of 343. So if you are the leaders and you want to make sure that you are able to speak to the maximum amount of Quebecois at once, move it, make sure you've got the eyeballs. And also don't forget, this is not only politics. Everyone's thinking, oh, we're coming into a long weekend. This is precisely the time that a lot of decisions will be made about who people are going to vote for. Why? Because the most influential thing that happens is word of mouth around the table, who are you voting for, talking politics. So this Easter long weekend, families, friends getting together, the debates, we got the French one tonight, the English one tomorrow, and then we've got a long weekend. A lot of decisions are going to be made about who people are voting for this weekend.
So and the advanced voting starts Good Friday. Do not forget it. Okay. Anyway, we're moving on. Swifties are convinced, seemingly, that Taylor Swift may be taking on Whitney Houston's iconic role in a remake of The Bodyguard. Okay, so the rumor gained steam when Tyra Banks said that Swift's casting could be super successful. So if this happens, what do we think? I know what the audience thinks of this potential casting. I can feel it. But what do we think of this?
Listen, we have the best audience and the smartest audience. I'm with you guys. Taylor, if you're watching, girl, don't do it. It's a trap. Don't do it. I'll tell you, there are certain movies you just don't touch, and The Bodyguard is one of them. And this has nothing to do with Taylor's talent or if she could bring people to the box office. This is just too risky. Like, think about this. This movie.
The risk?
Listen, here's the risk.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Whitney Houston, who, God rest her soul, is gone. She was in a lot of movies, but what movie does everybody remember her for? The Bodyguard. That chemistry that she has with Kevin Costner and the way that he had to fight for her to be a part of the movie, that was so organic. And then let's talk money. That movie came out in 1992 and grossed over $400 million. And that's at a time where you couldn't sit and watch it at home. You actually had to go to the cinema. Yeah. And then there's the soundtrack, baby. That soundtrack lasted for 155 weeks on the Billboard Top 200, and the song, of course, I Will Always Love You, 14 weeks at #1. I'm not an actress, I'm not a singer, but I have common sense. Stay away from this.
Hear me out.
This will not,
Hear me out.
It's too risky. Unless you're doing it on Broadway. It's a little bit
I feel like we need a remake of The Bodyguard as much as we need a remake of Wicked.
Okay.
AKA, we don't need a remake of this at all. But it was Whitney Houston's first acting role, which propelled her
to
superstar. And what if people this is going to happen probably
Taylor Swift's
with
already
us
a
or without
superstar,
us.
though. So
That is also true. That's a great point.
She doesn't really need. She is a household name internationally.
This remake has been in the works since 2011, though. So I think it's going to go on with or without us. And that is what Hollywood is now, just trying to recreate that. Like, you listed all the successes. No wonder they want to remake it, because they want to remake all of that as well.
There's no original ideas in Hollywood anymore.
I totally agree.
Okay, so you're changing my mind on this. I am on board with you. I don't want to see Taylor Swift in this role. I do not at all. But I think the remake of The Bodyguard could work if we think about it like A Star Is Born. Remember, that was a remake. They chose a different cast and they chose a different song, right? Like, there was no Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper made a new original song. So if they kind of take it away, I don't think it should be Taylor Swift. I think she's too big. And I also don't want to see her in a romantic lead role. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for the Swifties. Don't come for me. I don't want to see it.
Is there a reason?
I don't know.
You just don't want to see her hot and heavy?
She's not known as an actress. Is that why?
She was in Cats.
Stop.
Maybe that's why.
We know where that went.
That's facts. She was in Cats.
We know where that went.
I just think she was in Cats.
Yeah, exactly. I just think this, and here's the thing. I live with a Swiftie. My daughter is a Swiftie. Would she probably go see this if it was true? Of course she would go see it. And this is the thing to all the Swifties. I think that because the tour is done, we don't have the daily feed of Taylor and what's the guy, Travis. We don't.
What's his face?
She's kind of laying low now. I personally think she's probably thinking maybe she's going to get married or maybe she's going to start to try to have a family. early. And I think that the Swifties are like, let's put her back into the headlines. We need something to chew on. So I'm just like, and I love the Swifties, but you know what? Like,
but they're manufacturing this
chew on
for their own joy.
Sure, I get it. And also Tyra Banks. I love Tyra Banks. She lives in Australia. She's a little bit out of touch with mainstream culture. She created a rumor that doesn't exist. She's pulled this out of the air. It doesn't exist. So love you, Tyra.
So we can all relax.
We can all relax.
Tyra's gonna be mad at you?
She's gonna be mad at me. I love you, Tyra. I do. Hey, listen, when we get back, everybody, why people are feeling a little bit hot and then maybe cold about Katy Perry's choice to promote her tour from outer space. Stay with us on that. We'll be back.
Tomorrow on The Social, time to hop to it. Easter is around the corner. Delicious recipes for brunch made over easy.
This is your official invitation. If you want to party with us live in studio, just like this fine group of people here today. The way you get down here is really easy. If you're in the Toronto area, just scan the code on the screen right now. Open up the camera function on your cell phone right now, and that is how you can get to the website to get tickets to join us here.
But wait, Melissa, how much are the tickets?
Oh, that's a really good thing. Oh, let me think. 1, 2, 3, free 99.
I love that. All right, so while floating in space for 4 minutes on Monday, Katy Perry took some time to promote her new Lifetimes tour. She shared her set list on a paper, Butterfly, but the self-promotion got a lot of backlash from people on Earth. So, was it tacky or a great promo for her tour?
I mean,
y'all don't seem to like it. Cynthia, what do you think?
Yeah, I find it really tacky and tone deaf. And I mean, yeah, I guess for some people who are big fans, I think they would probably say it's a great promotion. But I think in all the conversations we're talking about the environmental costs of stints like this, about the way people are struggling financially, that these rich, very wealthy women just went up on this short-lived thing. I think it's really, really tone deaf, especially right now.
I get what you're saying, but doesn't it kind of also feel like it was just a promotion on board another promotion?
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Like,
it was like a brand partnership. So I can understand some of the outrage, but Katy Perry wasn't sent out into space to discover new life forms. You know, she was sent out into space.
Thank you.
For this brand partnership. Yeah. So I don't know. I love making fun of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the earnestness, I think it's misplaced a bit. We could be mad at other things.
Yeah.
Rather than her.
Rather than her.
Okay. No, I'm so with you. We're so on the same page. I'm kind of indifferent to this whole Blue Origin commercial that we watched on Monday, because that to me is exactly what it was. And so I know everybody's saying, and they have a very good point. There are other ways to spend that money, especially in this economic crisis. But the question is, was it tacky for her to promote her album? Well, what do you think they sent her up there for? As to your point, she's not an astronaut. She's a singer. She's not there to teach people about STEM, folks. It's Katy Perry. This is all that she does. She's gonna hold a flower and show you what she's doing. And I bet you that her, not only Blue Origin, but also her record label, this is the perfect thing for us to do, the perfect marriage. It's backfired, but I'm also noticing, and I'm a little disappointed that I understand people can feel the way they want to about this whole expedition, but I'm noticing online all of the criticism is coming from women. Women, and a large number, are really hating on these women for doing this expedition that lasted all of 11 minutes? And that to me is a little disappointing.
Yeah, I will say that, I don't think it's anti-feminist to criticize other women. I think
I didn't say that, though. I didn't say that.
But I think in some cases it's like women are expecting more, particularly she's a mom, and I think that this partnership is unsettling for many reasons for people. And I think that people are also recognizing the environmental impact and who are most impacted by these extreme, shifts in climate changes around the world. It's going to be women and children.
Kids.
So I think it's okay that women are criticizing this.
I'm not saying that women can't criticize. I'm just saying it's overwhelming, because the environment is something that affects everybody.
Sure.
But it's just the women that I'm seeing who are coming down real hard and making fun of these women.
The guys
aren't saying anything.
They liked the spacesuits, maybe. There was a really great tweet online. Someone said, women going to space before having equal pay and universal reproductive health care is so American. That's true. I mean, not to make this too serious, because I think, it was a tacky move, but a pop star is going to pop star, and that's exactly why she was there. I will say, sadly, the story of the Gayle Kings of the world and the Lauren Sanchez Sanchez's and the Katy Perry's, it has overshadowed a really amazing story of other women that were actually in that capsule that we're not talking about. And if you guys know that there was the very first Vietnamese woman who was ever in space, and her name is Amanda Nguyen. She was part of that squad that went up there. And the reason why her story is so powerful is because her name, who we don't necessarily know, like a Lauren Sanchez or Katy Perry, she single-handedly created a Bill of Rights for sexual assault survivors. She was actually in Harvard because she wanted to be an astronaut. She was studying astrophysics. Obviously, that's not my area of study. But she was there, and she went to a frat party in her senior year, and she was sexually assaulted. And it derailed her entire education, and she then spent the rest of her life trying to fight for the rights of women who have been sexually assaulted. She was on that plane, and she brought on a piece of paper that she wrote after she was raped that said, never, 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 ever give up. Like, we forget that this is a story that was in that capsule because Katy Perry was promoting her damn tour, you know? So I think there is a part of me where for women attacking women, this was a woman who was actually front and center in the Me Too movement. So there was beautiful things to have happen on that plane, and unfortunately these other women...
She was brought on by Jeff Bezos as well, this woman?
Yes, she was on that flight as well. Here's the other parts. Apparently some people paid and some people didn't, and we don't know who paid, and we don't know. I certainly hope Amanda Nguyen did not pay.
No, I don't think she did.
I'm just saying.
I don't think
so.
so.
Anyway, so unfortunately these stories eclipse the really good ones.
Okay. We're going to move on to this story because the Met Gala theme this year is super fine, tailoring black style, and Vogue is celebrating early with four powerful new covers featuring Gala co-stars A$AP Rocky, Colman Domingo, Pharrell, and Lewis Hamilton. So we love the Met Gala here. We do an amazing post-show. What do you think about these covers, and who are you most looking forward to seeing?
First of all, can we just give it a round of applause for those covers and those men?
They were beautiful.
They look
I don't know if we showed them or not, but my God. I am so excited for the fashion for this. First of all, the four co-chairs, you know that they're going to bring it. They're already known for their fashion, so bring it on. Lewis Hamilton, A$AP. Speaking of A$AP, I actually went to the Met Museum a couple of years ago, and do you remember when he and Rihanna went to the Met Gala and he was wearing what people were calling like this quilt?
Yeah.
It's very high fashion, and this a lot of people didn't get it, but everyone's like, this is A$AP because he's super high fashion. We're not supposed to get it, I guess. It is now. It is on display, or was on display when I visited, and it was up. And I said, you know what the significance of this? It actually reminded me of another cultural moment. And that was when Beyonce and Jay-Z did their video for that song Ape Beep. I can't say the whole name. They shot a video in the Louvre Museum in Paris. Do you remember that? And we talked about it because we were like, do you know the significance of the first couple of black culture taking over and shutting down an age-old institution called the Louvre in Paris? And the idea of black folks taking up space that historically they were shut out of. That is what, to me, this Met Gala is going to be for black culture, but especially for black men. So I think the significance, don't let this go past you. It's not just a fashion moment. This is a cultural moment of empowerment, and I'm so here for it.
And recognizing the origin of a lot of fashion that we celebrate today. A lot of the origin of that comes from black men. So this is perfect. For me, my choice was Colman Domingo, because for me, all of these men are wonderful, but there's something about Colman Domingo. He personifies the event this year. Every time I see him on a red carpet, he is a feast for the eyes. His tailoring, his jewelry choices, everything. He really embodies it. A lot of men just, show up and wear a suit. He puts on an outfit, so I cannot wait to see what he's gonna wear.
It makes me feel sad. Do you guys know Andre Leon Talley? He was he passed away in 2022. He was like the not editor-in-chief, what was he? Editor, he was just an editor of Vogue. Editor at large. That's the word I was looking for. It makes me sad because, he would have been electrified by this Met Gala, and he would have been so emotional about it. So I hope someone pays homage to him.
No, Anna Wintour fired him. That's not gonna happen.
Okay. Listen, we want to remind you, though, our Met Gala special here at The Social will be happening on Tuesday, May the 6th. We're going to be breaking down all of the fashion, all of the celebrity gossip, so please make sure you tune in for that special. We also have more programming news to share because Project Runway Canada, it will soon be hitting Crave. Renowned Canadian supermodel Coco Rocha, she's going to be hosting, and everybody hold on to your seats. She's also hosting and judging along with fashion industry icon Ginny Becker! Yay! Woohoo! We want to let you know that nationwide casting, listen, Canada, nationwide casting is open now. Designers, you are being invited to apply at ctv.ca/Project Runway Canada. Let's show the world what we got here. That's what I say. All right, let's take a break. We do have to take a break, and then content creator Spencer Barbosa joins us here next. We'll be right back.
Whenever I talk about my flaws, I always use air quotations like this because I don't really see it as a flaw. It's just something else about myself that I can learn to love, and it's something that makes me unique and makes me me. This is Flawed.
A clip from Flawed. It's a brand new docu-reality series where our next guest takes real-life people on a journey of self-discovery and self-love.
Yes, and she went from 30,000 followers to over 10 million followers in just 3 years. That's right. Please welcome content creator and the host of Flawed, Spencer Barbosa.
Thank you.
Okay, Spencer, as a host of the show, you pair people from all walks of life with a life coach or influencer, and you take them on a make-under journey. So what is a make-under?
I grew up in the era of makeover shows and watching glow-up videos where people would take their glasses off, put makeup on, and get a haircut, and then everyone would be like, oh my gosh, she was so ugly, but she's so beautiful now. So I was like, this is not the kind of show that I want. So we wanted to create something where people actually dove deep and they figured out, like, why do they feel like this is their flaw? How can they learn to love it? How can they accept it? So instead of, like, making them over on the outside, we do, like, a make-under.
I like it.
I love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this has garnered you, like, you know, a rather small community of like 11 million followers on TikTok and 3 million on Instagram. But what were the biggest differences between producing content for social media versus now producing content for television?
I am so used to just like propping my phone up, filming something. It's literally just me alone in my house, and then if I mess up, I can just like delete it.
Yeah.
And do it.
Yeah.
But when we were filming this, there was like so many different cameras, so many people. Like there was honestly just so many people there that I was so used to being alone that I was kind of shy. I'm like, this is my show, but I'm nervous.
Of course.
It was really fun to have
and giving
so
up
many people.
control, I imagine, right?
Yeah, because I'm used to just like, it's all my ideas. Everything's just me. So now we had like a whole crew. It was absolutely amazing and so much fun. Honestly, better to like bounce ideas off of people.
Yeah.
Love
And
that.
professional lighting. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it true that when you started posting, you actually were doing videos about finance?
I was.
What?
Everyone's so shocked by that. But I used to post about like money and investing because I saw no women posting about it. It was like a lot of men posting about how to save money.
Yeah.
So I wanted to hop in there. But then I realized I'm better at talking about how to love yourself than money. So I started doing that. I'm more passionate about that. So
I
it's
love
better.
that. All right, so Spencer, you also talk on social media is destroying body image because people are using it in the right way. So what is the right way?
The right way is to follow people that actually influence you in a positive way. Because you don't realize everyone you're following has an influence on you. You see their videos, if you see they're like over edited or they like are going on all these trips, you're comparing your life to them all the time. So I'm not scared of blocking or unfollowing. I want to follow the people that actually make me feel good about myself. I shouldn't have to go on my phone and then feel honestly horrible about myself.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to see good real.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have to talk about the fact that last year you met the one and only Selena Gomez.
Insane.
And I understand that you had a bit of a wardrobe malfunction that day. What happened?
I didn't try on any of my outfits.
Okay.
I just packed them. I packed them and I wasn't thinking, and my skirt was like a little extra tight, so I was kind of like waddling around because it didn't fit me. However, I wore that with confidence and no one would have ever known, and then when I showed up, Selena was wearing the matching outfit with me. So I was like, this is literally meant to be. It's perfect. It was perfect.
amazing.
I'm like, I would live with a tight skirt. You would never know.
You look so good. So you asked Selena for some self-love tips. Can you share any?
She honestly told me that she goes through the same things. And I was like, if Selena Gomez is going through this, I'm not alone. She was saying, you're not alone, talk to someone, and that you can't compare yourself to other people. And honestly, anything she said, I was like, I'm just gonna listen up.
Yeah, no
Selena,
kidding.
I will listen up. Yeah, it was amazing.
Spencer, thank you so much for being here and congratulations on the show.
Thank
This is
you.
lovely. So season 1 of Flawed launches next Thursday, April 24th on Bell 5 TV1. Be sure to check it out. And now, the Northern Super League's monumental first match between Vancouver Rise and Calgary Wild airs tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern on TSN. And I channeled my inner Ron Burgundy and had some fun interviewing Pro soccer star Nicola Small ahead of the game. Take a look.
There was a time when only men played soccer, when people believed that women didn't know how to play soccer. But women do know how to play soccer, and the Northern Super League is proof of this. Canada's first professional women's soccer league, with 6 teams across the country: Halifax, Montreal, Toronto, Calgary, Ottawa, and Vancouver. And today, I'm meeting one of them. Nikki Small, what felt better, getting signed to the Northern Super League or taking your bra off later that night?
Definitely the Northern Super League.
You play for AFIP Toronto.
AFC Toronto? Yes.
Free CN Tower rides?
I don't think I worked that into my contract, honestly.
You ever been up there?
Yes, I have. Recently, actually.
Goalkeepers. You ever feel bad for them after you score?
No, I don't.
I love pizza. Do you?
Yes.
Beckham can bend it. What can you do?
I love to assist my teammates.
Rapid fire. Favorite dessert?
Cheesecake,
Favorite sandwich?
ham sandwich,
Favorite dinner?
salmon,
Favorite musician?
Nicki Minaj,
Favorite movie?
Hunger Games.
Last question. Do you and your teammates have a sort of victory dance after you win a game? I'll show you mine. But it was great learning a lot from me today.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest is a viral YouTuber and owner of Clutterbug, where she helps people organize their homes and declutter their lives.
And now she's here to show us how to organize our kitchens like a pro. Please welcome to the show, Cass Arson.
Yay!
Thank you for being
We
here.
are excited.
I am very
We are
excited.
Hey, I want to start off with this because we've heard you say you're a natural slob. So how did you become an organizational expert?
Yeah, I don't know either. No, I'm a reluctant organizing expert because I am naturally not a traditionally organized person.
Okay.
But that's what I realized. I organize differently, and when I adapted my home for that, it stayed tidy. I helped friends and family. I thought I was a genius. Then my husband's like, please stop talking about home organizing. Here's a camera. Put it on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Now I'm on the social. So
That is
Yeah.
so great.
That's fantastic. So what's your husband's name?
Joe.
Joe, thank you very much, Joe. Very smart man. All right, so you posted, speaking of your YouTube, you posted your first video 12 years ago. You now have 1 million subscribers. That's incredible. So what was the specific thing that viewers were looking for from you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go viral. There was no like, yay moment. It was just every week showing up and saying, how can I show people that they're not messy, they organize differently, and showing tips and advice. And I think that resonated with people.
Yeah.
They're like, why is keeping my house tidy hard? It shouldn't be hard. Yeah. And yeah, it just kept growing like that.
Slow, organic build. I love this. Okay, so you've got a game set up for us to determine our organizational sort of style. So run us through the rules.
So the rule is stop thinking, overthinking it.
Just too late.
naturally.
We're off to a bad start. Already overthinking
I want
it.
you to sort this how your brain would naturally put it into categories.
Okay.
Starting, should we start?
Start when?
How about now?
Go, go.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Okay, so I put these here.
I love this because you'll see like it'll be so different.
This is candy. Oh my God,
Hopefully.
there's cutlery in here.
There's so many things.
Come
There's so
on.
many things. Don't
Okay.
overthink it. You're overthinking it.
I'm overthinking
your
it.
brain.
Okay,
How would you
snacks.
sort the cutlery? Go.
I would sort the cutlery.
Oh my God,
Sort the cutlery. How would you sort the cutlery?
Oh my God.
Okay, we did it.
There you go.
I actually, you shooshed
This
to the
is what we
side.
do, right? We organize some and we put the other in a drawer somewhere. All right. So that was way too quick, but you say there's a quadrant that we should use in order for this to work?
Yeah, so I put people into 4 different organizing styles based on how they naturally sort and how they naturally store. So are you a detailed sorter or a laid-back sorter? And are you a really visual person or are you out of sight? So I'm gonna ask you a question. Think about your fridge at home.
Okay.
Is there stuff on the front of the fridge or is it clear?
It's clear.
Stuff in the front of the fridge.
And like your crock, right? Do you want to see your everyday things or are they in a drawer?
They're in a drawer.
I want to see them.
Yeah. So good.
Very funny.
I love it. So what I'm seeing here is you're visual, first of all. Obviously, you're a visual organizer. And I'm surprised you are kind of detailed, my friend.
Yeah.
There is. So what you
Well, she can't find it.
You're what I call a B.
What's a B?
So a detailed visual organizer. My friend, you are a hidden organizer.
I am.
I see details here too, and then you scooshed it to the side.
Well, I ran out of time, so I was like, the company's coming, so just put it in a drawer somewhere.
Shove it away. I still think you're a cricket, a really meticulous, detailed person, but out of sight.
Yes.
So when you know your style, you set up your home into zones based on your organizing style. Bee, cricket, ladybug, or butterfly.
All right, so I heard you use the word zone. So break down when you say zones, what do you mean exactly?
This is where people really fall off the rails when it comes to home organizing. It isn't about what it looks like, it's about being lazy.
Okay.
So lazy.
Go on.
Yeah,
I was like, we
I
like
love
that.
this. Move as little as possible. So where do you stand to put away your dishes? Right beside the dishwasher? Your dishes should be right beside.
Yeah, that's the way it is in my house.
Yeah, right behind.
Yeah.
Right.
Dishwasher and the
Tea,
dishes right above
coffee, where your kettle and coffee maker is. I know this seems like common sense, but people walking. They're walking, friends.
Not me.
Snacks need to be a zone. Breakfast zone. Store your bread with your toaster.
Yeah.
They should be as close as possible.
My toaster's hidden.
Of course, mine too.
Yeah.
My bread is right above in a cabinet
Mine's in
by
the fridge.
toaster.
Yeah, I can't deal with it.
So think about how you can walk as little as possible and where you stand to naturally do things like cook in your home, which side of the stove, that's your spice zone.
Yes.
So it's all about creating zones. I use sticky notes all over to be as lazy as possible.
Oh my gosh,
look at that.
Oh, this is.
That's
I
a
need
tea
you to
and
come to
coffee
my
zone,
house.
right by the coffee maker. A party zone with all your paper plates.
That makes
is
me so
gorgeous.
happy.
Think about how you use the kitchen, not the stuff, and create zones to catch it the way you naturally move through your home.
So via this method, can anyone be organized?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't believe anyone's messy. I think you organize differently. And if you can embrace how you naturally put things down, your house will stay tidy. So it doesn't have to look all in.
Exactly. That's
throw
not...
it in a basket. That's still organized. It's organized for
you. I love that.
I see what you... Yes.
There's
so
no
it can
one
be
way
like
to do
this,
it.
but in the same spot.
Right.
Oh, this is wonderful. Cass, thank you so much.
Thank you. So helpful.
Love that.
So up next, what is an advanced care plan and why do we all need one? That's after the break.
Welcome back to the show. We know it's tough to have conversations about wills or even end-of-life care, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be having these conversations at all.
So today is Advanced Care Planning Day, a day dedicated to helping Canadians understand why it's so important to plan ahead. So here to tell us what we need to know is end-of-life doula Denise Burns. Denise, welcome to The Social.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me here. This is great.
So I think when we talk about planning for the future, we tend to think about wills and power of attorney. But what exactly is an advanced care plan?
I think a lot of people know it as a power of health for attorney, power of attorney for health. You often have that form from an attorney. It sits with it in one-page form. An advanced care plan takes it to a much more granular level, where the plan helps you to think about what is most important for you, what type of treatments would you want and not want should you be sick. And then it takes you even by examining your wishes and your beliefs and your values, which are really important. We had talked about that. You really sort of bring it up to the forefront and say, there's a lot of things I'm thinking about. Then you document it. And documenting is important. You have the document, everything is there, what you want, what you don't want. And the key element is a substitute decision maker, which means you appoint someone who you really trust that would be able to speak for you when you can't speak for yourself. And that's the key. Because if you can speak for yourself, that's fine. But if you arrive in a coma and you're able to speak for yourself, then you want that person to be able to speak for you.
Yeah, it's much more robust
You
than just
you said you had completed.
Oh,
yeah,
I've done
yeah.
this with my family. It's really, really important.
Yeah.
You know, as a death doula, you've actually been with so many people at the final moments of their life. So can you give us an example of when an advanced care plan, it was either needed or wasn't there and could have been there? Give us an example of this in action.
You know, some of these come to mind, but really it's very important. When a family member, father, mother, sister, is taken to hospital in a very acute condition, and brother, sister, siblings are there, or children, and they don't have a plan. You might say your mother told you, I want to be kept at all costs. I want to be revived. You would say, Mom, you told me that if anything happened, you don't want to be on. You want to have a do not resuscitate. And so now you're in this very emotional moment when two people can't agree, and the focus should be on the dying person. And at that point, emotions, it doesn't resolve itself, and the person that is suffering is a dying person. And that's one of the things you really want to try to avoid. I just remind people about COVID when people were rushed into the emergency, and the doctors would say, what did you want? People would be saying, I don't know. Well, then
suddenly they're fighting with each other, and
it's
there's
a
no
fighting,
focus on
and
the
they
person
are fighting,
who's
and the person
ill.
that's there,
Can you give us some examples of the types of decisions we might make in our advanced care plan?
Right. Well, there are I know we do have this booklet that you'll be able to download. In that booklet, we have some decisions around real healthcare situations, maybe somebody having a heart attack, and what care they would need. And along with the medical, I think we should really think about what I call the softer supports that we give. I really highlight what kind of music would that person like. Is that person spiritual? Would you want somebody if they're not spiritual, then keep somebody away. Who might they want to talk to? Did they like reading? And would they have somebody come in and do some reading for them? So these are the things, you know, along with the strict medical examples that we give in our booklet to help people think about that, we want you to really think about it as, you know, a full, just mindfulness way, I guess.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay, so here's the question. I think people hear advanced care plan, they're like, I don't have to think about that or worry about that until I'm much older.
Yeah,
Well, what is the right age to create an advanced care plan? And then how often should you revisit it?
Good question. You should be starting now at any age. I'm not saying 3 years old or something, but at least young people. And young people are getting into it more because they should be thinking about it. They also want their parents to think about it. Because, listen, teenagers, young children, adolescents, they're in sports. They could have an accident. Cycles are everywhere. They can have an accident. And they should be talking to their parents about, you know, if something should happen so they could speak for them. That is, and it should go all the way up. You know, it's not only just for my generation. People think, okay, well, they should have it when they're older. Not necessarily. And we're finding the trends changing. Secondly, you know, they really should review it every few years. Younger people, maybe, I would say, if something has changed in your life, yes. I have one, you have one. I review it now on my birthday. Every year, because at this stage, things may change. You might have a diagnosis. And then when you review yours, make sure that other people that have copies of yours get it reviewed.
Let the people know around
Let
you.
the people know you got the new copy, the new version.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You help so many people complete their advanced care plans. Do you see certain trends or commonalities when it comes to what people want for end of life?
Yes, I do. I see really recently a lot. People are, number one, they want control over their death. People want to have that control. They want to be able to die in place, meaning they want to stay at home. You hear a lot of people say, I don't want to move from my home. I don't want to go to a hospital. I want to die at home. And so they want that. And they also want to be thinking about that they should have, be prepared that they have the right equipment in their home. You just can't decide I'm going to die at home.
So listen, it's one thing for people who want to be having this conversation, but what if you want to bring this up to a family member and they don't want to have this conversation? So for example, if you have aging parents and you're like, hey, let's talk about advanced care plan. And they're like, what? That's morbid. I don't want to think about it. How do you broach the conversation?
Well, here's a good way. Today, intro. I was on the social today. I watched the social today. They had a death doula on, and they were talking about advanced care plans, you know, and I'm hearing a lot more about that. You might have had a friend who went and had prepared. I would say, hey, I met one of the hostesses. She has a full, you know, and it's very important to have it. So that's how you really want to broach it. And in this booklet as well, we give you conversation starters, so things on how to broach it with your parents. And I think that's the most important thing, that you have to start initiating the conversation.
I started with the question, what do you want the last 5 years of your life to look like?
There
and
you
how
go.
can I help?
See?
Was that it? Was
How
that
can I
like
help?
during dinner or something? Like
Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
dinner.
Easter dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're giving ideas. Like, so let's talk about if you want to kickstart your advanced care planning. A lot of people are going to be with family in the next coming days.
Right.
Where should we begin?
Well, right away you can go on to our website, dinewithdignity.canada, and we have a resource booklet. It's this booklet. You'll get it, and it'll be on, and download it. And when you download it with the Ontario papers, because you're across Canada, so and each province has a different type of form. So you're Ontario here.
Okay.
You download it, you have it, and you can start talking about it, start filling it in. You can always go and attend a workshop. We offer little workshops if people want to do it in a small group, which I would like to recommend, because you have a chance to digest, get the information, let it marinate, come back, and then start writing it down. Don't rush through it. Think about it, have somebody talk, and have a glass of wine, cup of coffee with a couple of friends, and then document it. Now, and I leave you with this. This is the best gift you can give any of your children or any of your siblings or any. It's prepared. It's there. Something happens. It's there.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly empowering and uplifting to do. I know that sounds counterintuitive.
No, it's not.
And I mean, and even in your line of work, I know this stuff, it could feel heavy, but you want to give people a different perspective.
Yeah, because you know, I think you plan for everything, don't you?
Yeah.
And you know, people plan for weddings, people plan for funerals. They have their funeral plan. People plan for marriages, birthdays, trips.
It's another
plan
thing.
for your health.
I love this. I love this. Denise, thank you
Well,
for being here today.
Me.
And it's such an important discussion ongoing.
Thank you very much.
Download your documents today, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, here we go. For you.
Welcome back, everybody. Tomorrow on the show, Easter brunch made easy, crowd-pleasing recipes that'll make hosting simple and delicious. Is anybody hosting this weekend? Anything?
No.
No.
3 visits.
3 visits.
Yes, 3 people are hosting me, so get ready. You're one of them.
We have the big Filipino fam jam, but that's going to be potluck.
Are you doing any of the cooking?
Oh, girl, no. Okay. I will be doing a lot of eating.
Okay.
A lot of eating.
I love it. I love it.
Also on tomorrow's show, a lesson on how to say no in the workplace.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Remember we had the expert on, she was an influencer a little while ago, and it kind of went viral.
Yeah.
So I guess clearly a lot of people are want to learn how to say no at work.
Tune in.
This is going to be
Good.
interesting. So that'll be on tomorrow's show. Don't forget, you can catch this show on Crave. We are on YouTube. We also have our podcast on the iHeartRadio app. And we have our social media channels. So the conversation ends now here, but online it is always open. So please engage with us there. I hope you all had a wonderful time. We loved having you here. You at home, come watch us. We'd love to see you live. See you tomorrow, everybody. Bye-bye.